Conor McGregor's coach, Coach Kavanagh, he said Conor's back to training regularly, and if he has anything to do with it, he's going to be fighting in the UFC in the Octagon, not in a boxing match.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. It's a weird thing because I'm sure, just like everyone who's listening to this, you want Conor to fight Tony Ferguson. You want to see how Conor stacks up against these guys. And the Floyd Mayweather rematch, that's out the door. I know Dana commented, and I think is it that with Ioli in that interview that's what Conor wants.
That Conor would have what?
Conor wants to fight Floyd again. Did he mention that, or is that somewhere else?
I think that was somewhere
else. He might have done on
Fox
Sports 1. Okay. Either way, he mentioned that. That ship has sailed. That's just never happening. Even though he thinks can, Oh,
it was, by the way.
Beat him. Yeah, Fox Sports 1. Even though he thinks he can beat him, all that ship has sailed. So you look at Conor's, if money is the motive here, if it's not his legacy, if just money, if I'm Conor McGregor, I'm just thinking about money and providing for my family, which your $100 million should do it, but let's say you want to stack even more chips, what fight would I make the most money in? And then you got to remember, I guess the Ali Act could come into play, but for him to fight box again, he'd have to get permission from Dana White and UFC again. They played ball with him this one, so he didn't have to cut through all the red tape, and they made it easy. But if you were to go, listen, I don't care about fighting Tony Ferguson and defending my belts. I'm just going to focus on boxing. The UFC's like, look at your contract, brother. We're going to tie you up in court for how many years? So that's never going to happen. Although internationally, the Ali Act, who knows? Conor has smart people around him and lawyers. Maybe they can figure it out. So let's say that boxing's not an option, or even if it is, there's only one guy he could make serious money. And when I say serious money, meaning all of it's serious money, but legit money to him when you have $100 million in the bank. Legit money is different for everyone, right? Fuck you money is different for everyone. For Conor McGregor, when you have $100 million, fuck you money is $40 million plus. So what would be a $40 million plus fight for him? Maybe a Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no other fight. Paulie Malignaggi's, that's not pulling $40 million. Floyd Mayweather, that's just not happening. Outside that, there's nothing. There's nothing. So, okay, so what would be his next moves? Where would he make the most money? Let's say the Manny Pacquiao fight's not going to happen. Well, in the restructure his contract, let's say they don't. He's still making around $20 million to fight Tony Ferguson. That's guaranteed. It's not bad money.
20 mil. Wow.
So and they renegotiate his contract. Maybe he's making more than that. That makes a little more sense. You see some holes in Tony's game. You come back to your kind of your home court, being in the UFC. And then if you do that, and then you want to bounce over and fight a Manny Pacquiao, or maybe something else is there, that might be the move. But there's not a lot he can do that would make more than fighting Tony Ferguson in the UFC. If and I know they're trying to work on the contract. Because when they say, he wants to box, there's not a whole lot out there for him to make serious money that people would tune into. And then the biggest problem with all that, where people are talking about boxing, him not fighting the UFC, is the UFC has to play ball in order for him to do that. The UFC's not. They're like, dude, we got to get you back here. It's a shit show over here, really. You're our biggest draw. So for the UFC's interest, they're going to need to get that man back in the octagon.